Special guests this morning. Welcome to our Craven County Commissioners. We have Mr. Theron McCabe, Mr. George Liner, we have from our Board of Education Chairman, Mr. David Hale. We have Mrs. Kim Smith from our Board of Education. Reverend Dr. Joseph Walton. We have our Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Dr. Wendy Miller. We have our Director, Mrs. Rennie Lee. Welcome from TV 12, Mrs. Valentina Wilson. And from Piney Grove AME Zion Church, Pastor Reverend Dr. Robert Little Jr. And our longtime math teacher, Mrs. Staten's children are here. We have Mrs. Letitia Staten Foster, Madison Foster, Ronnie Foster, and we have the legend, Mr. Alvin West. Mrs. West. I also want to thank the parents that are here. Thank you for your support. We've been working with your students for the last week, and they are going to do a wonderful job. Black History Month started in 1926 as a way to recognize the achievements of people of African descent. When it first began, the celebration lasted just a week. Historian Carter G. Woodson selected the second week of February because it coincided with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. It's a wonderful time to step back and recognize the many great gifts African Americans have brought to our nation. Just reflect on some names with me for a moment. Frederick Douglass, Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks. How different would our country be without these leaders and the myriad of others who fought for civil rights? These people have helped us learn what strength is, what perseverance is. They broke down barriers. They stood against injustice. They helped us pull together as a nation and overcome our darkest days. These people and so many others helped us build toward a greater nation where people are judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. And it's not just civil rights where African Americans have made their mark. Think about music. What would music be without Louis Armstrong, Aretha Franklin, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston? Without African American contributions to music, we'd be without jazz, blues, rap, hip hop, R&B, and arguably even rock and roll. Or how about these in literature? We have Maya Angelou and Ralph Ellison. For science, George Washington Carver and Neil deGrasse Tyson. Entrepreneurship, Madam C.J. Walker and Dr. Dre. For sports, Michael Jordan and Muhammad Ali. And politics, Condoleezza Rice and Barack Obama. This list could go on and on. African Americans have made enormous impacts in every single area of American life. We gather here today to celebrate Black history. We honor those who came before. We celebrate how far we've come as a society. but we also honor those who continue the struggle today. I want to challenge you to take this Black History Month and think of our place in history today. I also want to ask you to listen. Engage people with views different than your own and share your perspective, but also listen. Engage people with views and listen with kindness in your heart, not anger. If we listen to each other, if we treat each other with respect, we can find ways to overcome our modern-day problems together. I'd like to leave you with a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." Let us all work to be the light that drives out darkness. If we work together, we can continue to make great strides for a better future.
Now we will have the presentation of colors by the Havelock High School Junior ROTC, instructed by Major McCrates. Join us as we say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Twilight
a dance performed by the Rhythm Size performers under the direction of Mrs. Cora Brown Green. some African American portrayals. First we will have Viola Davis, Adriana Simone Biles, and Steve Harvey.
Wait, what?
My name is Viola Davis, and I was born in South Carolina but grew up in Rhode Island. I attended the Juilliard School of Performing Arts in 1993. I am an acclaimed actress and producer. I am the first African American woman nominated for 3 Academy Awards, happily winning one of them. I am the only African American actor to achieve the Triple Crown of acting, winning the Tony, Oscar, and Emmy Awards. I have earned several nominations, such as the Golden Globe Academy Award for Best Supportive Actress. In 2015, I made history for becoming the first African American to win a Primetime Emmy for my outstanding and award-winning performances on the ABC television series, where I played lawyer Annalise Keating on How to Get Away with Murder. I am Viola Davis.
My name is Broderick Steve Harvey. I was born in West Virginia, but now I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I am a comedian, actor, radio host, and writer of relationship and advice books. I got my start in stand-up comedy, which led to a TV role such as the host of Showtime at the Apollo. I have hosted my own sitcom show called The Steve Harvey Show. I'm one of the original Kings of Comedy, which became the highest grossing comedy tour ever in the United States. I launched a daily talk radio show, The Steve Harvey Morning Show. This show was originally aired in Los Angeles and Dallas, but now has gained national syndication in New York City. I have won Radio and Records Magazine's National Syndicated Personality Show of the Year Award in 2007. I am best known for my role as host of the TV game show Family Feud. I am Steve Harvey.
My name is Adriana Simone Biles. I was born in Ohio, but later moved to live with my grandparents in Texas. I am the first female African American woman to win 3 consecutive world titles. Also, I earned 4 gold medals and 1 bronze at the Olympic Games in Rio at the last Summer Olympics. I set a new American record for the most gold medals received in women's gymnastics at a single game. I am the most decorated gymnast in U.S. history in Olympic and world competitions. I am Adriana Simone Biles.
I have a monologue by Miss Kai Freeman. Miss Con Freeman, I'm sorry. The title of this monologue is, I Can Only Be Me. I may look funny to most, and some laugh at what they see, but at the end of the day, I can only be me. My nose is the biggest thing you see on my face. With the mole on the tip, I've learned to embrace. Oh, I got it, honestly, from my dad, Peter, you see, so I'm no longer ashamed because it's a part of me. I stand 5'11", dark skin toned, big wide feet, and slightly big boned. At the age that I am, I think I'm pretty stacked. Oh, I'm not asking your opinion because to me, it's a fact. For too long, I allowed the devil to make me wish I was someone else. I treated myself like a canned good hiding in a pastry shelf. For years, media taught us beauty was only blonde, blue eyes, tall and thin. It's almost to tell me you're not the kind to fit in. So I got the contact eyes, I wore the showy clothes, I even bleached my skin just to fit in. Some days would be easier than others. When I did ponder about my looks, you know, listening to media or reading magazine books, I even thought about getting a nose job, but realized that just wasn't me. Since God predestined me beforehand, He knew exactly how I would turn out to be. Oh, there's nothing wrong with wanting to look good if I'm doing it for me and not how friends and media and this world is trying to define me to be. The Holy Spirit told me, Con, be happy with the skin you're in. I know exactly what I'm doing, and on me you can depend. See, Precious didn't pave the way for me because that has already been done, you know, in the Bible when God gave up His only begotten Son. So don't get it twisted. I'm declared fearfully and wonderfully made. I still shine like a light when my shadow's in the shade. I can confidently say that I am a queen. I get so many stares when I step on the scene. Now when people used to look at me, I would turn the other way. But no more, boo. This is a new day. I am somebody, and I am going somewhere. I know it means nothing to you. I don't even care. Thank God he gave me endurance to stay in the fight, because even when I get knocked down, he still pulls me to the light. Oh, I accept that I'll be talked about to my face and behind my back, but I refuse to allow your words to cause me to backtrack. See, I wasn't put on this earth to make you and you happy alone. If that was the case, then I would have been cloned. So the only approval I need is what Jesus has guaranteed. Like I said to you all before, I'm gonna only be me. Next, we will have an African American portrait by, we will have Keke Palmer, Stephen Curry, Will Smith, and Mrs. Valentina Wilson.
My name is Lauren Kiana, but you might know me as Keke Palmer. I am a young African-American actress, singer, songwriter, and presenter. I became famous for my breakthrough role in Aquila and the Bee. I have had numerous television roles, including the lead role in Nickelodeon's sitcom, True Jackson, VP. I earned $20,000 per episode, which made me the 4th highest paid child star on television. I once hosted my own daytime talk show on BET called Just Keke. I was the first African American to star as Cinderella on Broadway. When I was 10 years old, I was the youngest actress ever to receive a nomination in a lead actress category. Before my acting career started, I began singing at the age of 5. My first contemporary R&B studio album was called So Uncool. Today, I work with the Boys and Girls Clubs of the American charity called Cool to Be Smart, in which I speak to kids about the importance of learning. I am also a representative for the Saving Our Daughters Oath Project, an anti-bullying campaign that allows people all over the world to take an oath to stop bullying. I am Keke Palmer.
My name is Wardell Stephen Curry II, born in Akron, Ohio, but moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. I am a professional NBA basketball player for the Golden State Warriors. I have been called one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. Before the NBA, I led Davidson College to the Elite Eight and NCAA tournament. In 2014-15, I won the NBA Most Valuable Player Award and led the Warriors to their first championship since 1975. I helped the Warriors return to the NBA Finals for a 3rd straight year in 2017, where we won our 2nd NBA championship. I set the NBA record for the most three-pointers made in a regular season with 252 points. I surpassed that record in 2015 with 286 points, and again in 2016 with 402 points. My teammate Klay Thompson and I were nicknamed for the Splash Brothers for setting the NBA record for the most combined three-pointers. I am Stephen Curry.
My name is Willard Harold Jr., better known as Will Smith. I am an actor, comedian, producer, rapper, and songwriter born in West Philadelphia. Newsweek once called me the most powerful actor in Hollywood. I've been nominated for 5 Golden Globe Awards, 2 Academy Awards, and have won 4 Grammy Awards. In the 80s, I starred in a popular television series, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I am the only actor to have 8 consecutive films gross over 100 million, 8 consecutive films gross over 150 million, and 8 consecutive films which I was the #1 spot in the domestic box office tally. I am ranked as the most bankable star worldwide. I have received the Best Actor Oscar nominations for films Ali and The Pursuit of Happiness. I was listed in the Fortune magazine as one of the wealthiest Americans under the age of 40. I am in the Guinness World Records for attending 3 premieres in a 24-hour time span. I am Will Smith.
My name is Valentina Wilson. I'm your local news anchor at WCTI News Channel 12, right here in New Bern, North Carolina. I am an award-winning broadcaster who got my first break in TV news as an anchor and reporter at WAFB TV9 in my hometown of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I received a Bachelor's of Arts degree in broadcast journalism from Louisiana State University with a minor in political science. In 2001, I was named LSU's Woman of Distinction, and in the same year, I landed a position as weekend news anchor in Las Vegas, Nevada. While working as a TV journalist, I also served as a freelance writer and editor for various publications, including Essence Magazine, the Las Vegas Sentinel Voice, the Baton Rouge Advocate. I earned a national and local recognition for my work, including First Place Award for Excellence in Medical Reporting from the Louisiana State Medical Society, First Place Associated Press Award for the Best Spot News, and 2 School Bell Awards for Education Reporting. The Louisiana Association of Broadcasters awarded me with a Community Service Award for my year-long series on stroke prevention and awareness.
Will Miss Valentina Wilson please stand? On behalf of the faculty, staff, students, and administration here at Tucker Creek Middle School, we would like to thank you for taking the time out of your day to come here. Don't make me do it. to come here and be with us today. Thank you for all you do, and also thank you for being a positive role model for our youth. Now we will have a spiritual by the Mighty Mustang Choir.
Sweet
Okay, now we will have Hidden Figures. The ladies who played in the movie Hidden Figures.
You probably remember us from the 2016 film Hidden Figures. My name is Katherine Johnson. I was born in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. I am an African-American mathematician who made contributions to the United States aeronautics and space programs with the application of digital electronic computers at NASA. I was handpicked to be one of 3 black students to integrate West Virginia's graduate school. I was called to work for NASA's Flight Division and mission of John Glenn, where I provided the math that helped link tracking stations around the world to IBM computers. John Glenn asked engineers to get the girl, me of course, to run the same numbers through the same equations that have been programmed into the computer. But there is one exception. I had to do them by hand on my desktop mechanical calculating machine. I remember the astronaut saying, if she says they're good, then I'm ready to go. Glenn's flight was a success and changed history and marked a turning point in the competition between the US and the Soviet Union in space. President Obama awarded me the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is America's highest civilian honor.
My name is Dorothy Johnson Vaughn. I am an African-American mathematician, human computer, teacher, and leading engineer. I worked for the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics and NASA at Langley Research Center in Hampton, Virginia. I was born in Kansas City, Missouri, and received the Bachelor of Science degree from Wilberforce University in Ohio. I am a beneficiary of President Franklin D. Roosevelt's executive order. This order prohibited discrimination based on race, religion, and ethnicity in the defensive industry. However, even with the executive order, state and local laws required colored mathematicians to work separately from their white female peers. I am an expert in programming coding language at NASA. I worked on the launch vehicle program that launched America's first satellite into space. I am Dorothy Vaughn.
My name is Mary Jackson, and I'm a native of Hampton, Virginia. I graduated from Hampton Institute with a dual degree in math and physical sciences. I'm a mathematician and aerospace engineer who was the first African-American female engineer to work at NASA. I worked in the West Section at the Langley Memorial Aeronautical Computing Laboratory, which was a segregated area. After 2 years in the computing pool, I received an offer to work for an engineer in the 4-foot by 4-foot supersonic pressure tunnel, a 60,000 horsepower wind tunnel capable of blasting models with winds approaching twice the speed of sound. I had hands-on experience conducting experiments in the facility. Someone suggested I enter a training program that would allow me to earn a promotion from mathematician to engineer. Because the classes were held at a segregated high school, I needed special permission from the city of Hampton to attend those classes. Never one to flinch in the face of a challenge, I completed the courses, earned the promotion, and became NASA's first black female engineer. I am Mary Jackson.
Now we will have a piano selection by our very own 8th grade student, Ryzen Bear Simmers. Okay, now we will have another African-American portrayal. We have 2 more, and that is Mayor Candy Smith and Mayor Dontorio Hardy.
My name is Candy Smith. I am the first female African American mayor serving the city of Greenville, North Carolina. I obtained a bachelor's degree from Charleston Southern University, where I majored in psychology and minored in communications. I have worked as a mental health professional. I work to ensure that the underprivileged and the underserved areas of the Greenville community receive the same services and have the access to the same facilities as the more affluent areas. I am involved in many civic organizations, which include the National Public Safety and the Crime Prevention Committee, the National Black Caucus of Elected Officials, the Greenville Housing Authority, and the Historic Preservation Committee. I am an active member of the Greenville Alumni Chapter of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I am the mayor of the home of the ECU Pirates. I am Candy Smith.
My name is Dontario Harvey. I was a Navy veteran born and raised right here in Eastern North Carolina in the small town of Kinston. I am the first African American mayor of Kinston, North Carolina. I spent 7 years with the Kinston Police Department and worked as a federal officer at Camp Lejeune. I was also a police sergeant for UNC Lenoir Healthcare and worked part-time as a deputy sheriff for Lenoir County. My hope is to improve housing for the disadvantaged, improve the city, streets, and county roads to make Kinston a safer place to live. I am the mayor of Kinston. I am Dontario Hardy.
Now we will have a special selection by our very own Miss Stacy Looney, Miss Frankie Jackson, and Mr. Fred Angoko.
Oh, we also have Jacob Hudson on drums, so we'd like to Jacob Hudson, raise your hand. Yay!
Sometimes in our lives we all have pain. 3 more African American portraits by, we'll have Oprah Winfrey, President Barack Obama, and Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
My name is Oprah Gail Winfrey. I am an American media proprietor, former talk show host, actress, producer, and philanthropist. I am best known for my nationally syndicated talk show, The Oprah Winfrey Show, the highest rated television program of its kind in history. I was born into poverty in rural Mississippi, but was raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. At the age of 19, I landed my first broadcasting job as a reporter in Nashville. I studied speech and performing arts at Tennessee State University. I was named Nashville's Miss Fire Prevention and was later named Miss Black Tennessee. While in college, I switched to media and became the first African American anchor at Nashville's WTVF TV. I am the founder and CEO of the Oprah Winfrey Network and an American television channel owned by Harpo Studios and Discovery Communications. In spite of my difficult childhood, I have been given the name Queen of all media because I am the richest African American multi-billionaire. I am ranked the greatest Black philanthropist in American history. I am Oprah Winfrey.
I am Barack Hussein Obama II. I was born in Honolulu, Hawaii. My father was from Kenya, but I was raised by my grandmother in Hawaii. I attended Columbia University. I became a community organizer for a small Chicago church-based group helping the poor. I attended Harvard Law School and became the first African American editor of the Harvard Law Review. I turned down a prestigious judicial clerkship to practice civil rights laws back in Chicago. I began teaching at the University of Chicago Law School, where I met and married Michelle Robinson, who was a fellow attorney. In 2004, I was elected to the U.S. Senate as a Democrat. In 2008, I ran for president, despite only having 4 years of national political experience. And I won. I was sworn in as the 44th and first African American president of the United States. I was reelected to a second term. 2012. I am Barack Obama.
My name is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I am a Baptist minister and activist who became the most visible spokesperson and leader in the civil rights movement until my assassination. I sought for equality and human rights for African Americans, the economically disadvantaged, and all victims of injustice through peaceful protests. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. And when we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, Black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last.
Next, we will have a tribute to 3 of our Craven County schools, African American pioneers, Mrs. Matilda G. Center, Mrs. Thelma B. Staten, and Mr. Alvin West. Mighty Mustang Band to give us a selection.
history today. Thank you to Ms. Frazier, Ms. Looney, Ms. Jackson, and Mr. Ngoko for working with our students to put together such a wonderful program. Thank you to the band and the chorus, and for the leadership of Mr. Ngoko and Miss Ashley Etheridge. Miss Etheridge, we will miss you as you take on your new adventure. Thank you so much for your leadership. We begin each morning here at Tucker Creek Middle School by saying, "Make your mark, Mustangs." What is making your mark? Doing something meaningful in your life, such as those African Americans who are so eloquently portrayed today. Thank you to our students for their wonderful tribute to African Americans who have left their mark. And as we leave you today, we challenge each one of you, as we do every day, to make your mark, Mustangs. Thank you very much.